Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today I am talking about Apple, and Apple is joining the ranks of both Google and Amazon when it comes to smart home devices and their virtual assistant Siri. Now, the reason why they are joining this is that we have basically found out that as much as Apple touts privacy, they are not doing that, and they are letting contractors listen in to some of the recordings, and I have some notes here from The Guardian that I find absolutely interesting. Now, Apple does not explicitly disclose in their consumer-facing privacy documentation that a portion of Siri's recordings are actually passed on to contractors working for the company literally around the world. Now, they are tasked with grading the responses on a variety of different factors, including whether the activation of the voice assistant was deliberate or accidental, whether the query was something Siri could be expected to help with, and whether Siri's response was appropriate. Now, Apple says the data, and I quote, is used to help Siri and dictation understand you better and recognize what you say. But the company does not explicitly state that the work is undertaken by humans that listen in to basically these recordings. Now, Apple told The Guardian, and I once again quote, "A small portion of Siri's requests are analyzed to improve Siri and dictation. User requests are not associated with the user's Apple ID. Siri responses are analyzed in secure facilities, and all reviewers are under obligation to adhere to Apple's strict confidentiality requirements." Now, Apple went on to add that basically it's a very small random subset of Siri, about 1% or so of daily Siri activations are actually going through this filtering process, which is basically the same claim that both Amazon and Google have made in that same ballpark or so. Now, the reason why we know this is a whistleblower working for one of these firms basically asked to remain anonymous for The Guardian, but they expressed concerns about the lack of disclosure, particularly given the frequency with which accidental activations pick up extremely sensitive personal information. Apparently, Siri can be triggered above and beyond its trigger word. I've seen the same thing happen with, the Amazon Echo and all of that, although I've done videos, to disprove some of Amazon's claims on that. And basically, Siri can be triggered by other things, such as apparently a zipper. Like the sound of a zipper makes Siri fire up, as well as some other stuff. Now, by virtue of these accidental triggers, Apple contractors have heard the following things, according to The Guardian: confidential medical information, drug deals going down, and people having sex. So it's not quite you just asking, where your local whatever is or how old something is to Siri, as we all kind of Google that information through voice assistants. They're actually hearing things that you really wouldn't want to get out, such as, adult-themed activities and medical information, and not to mention illegal things like drug deals. So I think that's a problem that we're going to say, but I find it interesting because, we've grown up, let's say, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, where, we wouldn't want anybody to put any kind of wiretap in our house, and now we're asking the wiretap for directions. And I think that's pretty funny. So I'd love to know your thoughts on this, but it really seems that Apple, for as much as they are caring and concerning about privacy, they are doing some things on the back end that really are the antithesis of that. And I've actually written articles and had other videos regarding Apple and how they claim like what goes on in the iPhone stays in the iPhone, and how that is absolutely incorrect. I've literally had articles on that, essentially disproving that from primary sources. So feel free to read those whenever you want. But that is your news of the day, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.